everyone, welcome back to Business Studies class. The last topic of your third chapter is changing role of public sector. So we have seen what is public sector and what are the classification of public sector, that is departmental undertakings, statutory corporation and government companies. Okay. So then we have seen global enterprises and then we have studied joint ventures. We have a topic called changing role of public sector in the same chapter. There we are going to understand what was the role of public sector, that is what was the role of government in business earlier and how it has been changed. Are you getting me? The role of public sector in the sense what was the role or what type of businesses which were taken up by the government. Okay, businesses conducted, carried on by the government and how that has been changed, and at last what is the participation of government into the business, that we are going to learn in this particular topic. This is most interested and important topic, but may not be from the point of view of exam, but you have to learn. Being the commerce students, you should have a basic idea about the government interference into the business. Okay, we all know that when we say when we say government, we remember about only the politics and the ruling, okay, and service to the public. Apart from that, even they have their role to play in the business also. It can be industry or it can be commerce. So being commerce students at this initial stage, you should know something about what is the role of government into the field of business. So I may not explain you in detail. As I said, it is not you have a choice, so many will not go with this question, but also to have a basic knowledge, to give you a basic knowledge, I'll try to explain this. So first you can concentrate on these 6 points, that is development of infrastructure, regional balance, economies of scale, check over concentration of economic power, import substitution, government policy towards the public sector through industrial policy of 1991 it is. Okay, you can just concentrate on these 6 points. By studying these 6 points, we'll try to understand what is the role of business government into the business. Initially, development of infrastructure. See, it is the government which has understood that industrialization is very essential for the growth of a country. Okay, if we want to be expanded, if as a country if we want to flourish, government identified industrialization is the fastest way. Okay, if we can develop good industries in our country, we can give so many employment opportunities, hence the standard of living of people increases, hence we can become developed country. You might be knowing still we are in the form of developing country. We have not yet reached the form of developed country. So from many years, from many decades, I can say the government is concentrating over that particular objective of reaching to the developed list of developed nation. So in that sense, they have identified that if we can plant more and more industries, then our country can be in the list of developed nations. Okay, that is, so they have decided industries has to be planted. But if the industries has to be planted, there should be good infrastructure initially in the country. Say, because many are interested to start, it can be government or it can be private people, they are interested to start the industry, but we don't have basic infrastructure like roads, like water which is necessary, like raw materials, like transportation. All these facilities were lacking in our country, hence government or the private people are not showing interest to start the industries. Hence government has decided that first we'll make infrastructure facilities, we'll lay the roads, we'll dig the we arrange for the water, we arrange for the raw materials, we arrange all the infrastructures initially, then government and also private sectors will start the industries in the country, hence we can give so much of employment opportunities. In that way we can take our country to the list of developed countries. Hence government has first identified that infrastructure of the country has to be developed. Infrastructure in the sense the basics which are essential. Okay, then comes regional balance. See, actually there was regional imbalance. Everywhere regional imbalance exists. What is this regional imbalance in the sense? When I say a country, it is a combination of different regions with the different resources. What resources we get in Karnataka is not available in the north side. So the resources what are available in the south side are not available in the north side. It is like that. See, to be frank, the south kind of states what we are having plenty of resources, like water resources we have. Okay, and north side the resources are less. Like manpower resources they are having more. In this way we have difference of resources, that resources are not equally distributed in a country. So they have identified that if industry has to be started at the place, there the resources should be there, like manpower should be available, raw material should be available, okay, like water facilities should be available. Like this, many facilities has to be available if you want to start an industry there. And what happened when private people are given encouraged to start the industry, they started their industries at particular region where the resources are more. If you see, in our Ballari region we have more industries because of the resources. Are you getting that? Because of the resources, we have many people have come to from many sides of the country. They have come to our south and they have established the industries there. Why? Because we have resources. Then what happens? This region will be developed. Are you getting? When resources are there, when industries are planted at that particular region, generally more opportunities will be given to that particular region people. Hence that region will be developed and other regions will be underdeveloped. Getting that? So government has taken step to balance both. In what way they have tried to balance? In the sense, they started giving so many facilities to the industrialists, it might be the government or to the private people, to start the businesses in such a place where there is no industry. If you start industry in that place, we will give you more subsidies. That is, raw materials are given at low rates. Government will give the subsidy, because the intention of government is, if you start industry at that particular place, you can give job opportunities to that particular place people, even that can be developed. In order to remove the regional imbalance, government has taken that steps of giving subsidies, many facilities. See, some industries are given facilities like they no need to pay any tax. If you set your industry at that particular region, no need to give tax to the government. Why such subsidy is given, why such facility is given to the industries is in order to encourage the industrialists to establish their industries at those points where there is no industry, where there is no development. In that way, the government taken step to balance the different regions of our country. Then economies of scale benefit. Economies of scale. Economy in the sense savings. You have to do economy in your money, we say. It means we have to save something. It means economies of scale in the sense, this concept says that when you produce large and large, the per cost unit will be reduced. Per cost, how means, for example, if you produce some 10 products, you are spending 1000 rupees. To produce 10 products, you are spending 1000 rupees, means one product 100 rupees you are spending. But economies of scales says that you can start producing 20 products right? So your 1000 will be distributed on how much? 20 products. So your per product 100 will come to per product 50. Say example, I'll tell you. You are arranging you want to organize some function, so you want to collect fund from your friends. So first you have decided how much amount you can spend on that, like what is the estimation of amount you have spent. For example, you need 5000 rupees to organize that function and you have some 10 students. 5000 divided by 10, so 500 each has to pay. If the students are 20, then what happens? Their contribution will reduce. The number of student increases, the contribution comes down. That is what economies of scale principle says. That is, if you produce large quantity, if you are able to produce the goods in large quantity, your per unit cost comes down. Yes, it happens. When you start producing more and more, your per unit cost means your expenses will be divided on the production what you have done. Is that clear? So in that way, the government identified this concept and they have encouraged the private sector and also the government companies to do the business on large scale. Large scale in the sense doing the business on more quantity. Hence your per quantity price will be reduced. So that was a concept introduced by your public sector. Then check over concentration of economic power. See, the government is the supreme generally of a country, okay, supreme authority of a country. Hence what they have seen is they have started checking the concentration of economic power. Concentration of economic power in the sense, those who have money, generally they will be having authority, isn't it? So in that way they started that everything should not be done by a single person. There should not be a monopolistic market, means there should not be a single seller. So they have given encouragement to the many people to come out with the competition, to come out with the different types of products. There the competition exists and the economic power will not concentrate in the hands of few. So generally if only if entire power is with few people, the others has to behave like a laborers, okay, like a slaves they should be. Hence government decided that there should not be concentration of economic power with the few. There should not be monopolistic market. Many has the competition should be given, means people will take according to their choice. No one should restrict. If it is a monopolistic market, what happened? The industrialist starts controlling the people. For example, there is no market. If you see, for example, there is no supply of goods, okay, only little supply is there, then what happens? The demand will be more, the price will be set by the seller itself. But if you have more supply, generally everyone will go with their own choice. Then economic power, that is authority, will not be concentrated with the few. So there the government has concentrated. They have seen that the economic power, there is the authority over the economy. General people should not be concentrated in the hands of industrialists. Hence they have come out with the policies against a monopolistic market, that they have given more and more encouragement to the different people to come out with the industries. Like they have given loans on cheaper rates, they have given lands for cheaper rates, so that they can come and establish the industry and they can give competition to others, and hence concentration of economic power does not exist. Then comes import substitution. Government also started to think that if you go on importing the goods, what is this import? In chapter 1 you have studied, right? Importing the goods in the sense purchasing goods from other country. So when you start purchasing goods from other country, what happens? Our money will be flowed to the other country. We'll get the goods, but the money will be flowed to the other country, okay. So when we start export, our goods will go to some other country, their money will flow into our country. So there should be proper balance. We say balance of payment, we say that is a concept actually. Balance of payment in the sense, when we export we receive foreign currency, when we import we have to pay our money, that is our currency will be flowed to the other country. So there should be a good balance between that. Always we should not go for import. If you completely depend upon other countries, it becomes difficult for us in times of trouble. If you don't have money, so you cannot import, then you have to suffer. Then what the government has done is, they started encouraging the people to come out with the goods which are substitute for the imports. For example, we import a machinery. So what government has done, they have started encouraging people to make such industries in our country only, so that we can limit our imports. If we limit our imports, what happens? The flow of currency from our country to other country will be in limit. We have to increase exports. If we increase exports, what we produce we export, the foreign currency will be flowing into us. This foreign currency is very essential for everything that you may not get now, but you will be learning. See, when RBI want to print the notes, currency, they have to see all these things, what gold treasures we have, what foreign currency we have, everything should be concentrated, then they go with note printing. They cannot print the notes as they like, okay. So import substitution means whatever the goods we are importing from other countries, such goods means substitutions, similar goods has to be produced in our country only, so that we should not completely depend upon other country, we have to depend upon ourselves. That is what self-reliance. Okay, that is what the Modi government is saying. We should be we should able to produce what you like. We have to produce what we need. Completely, we should not depend upon any other country. If you depend like that, it is not a good sign, generally the economists feel. Hence, the government has given scope for producing the imports substitutes, that is similar to imported goods, and they have started encouraging export more goods. You produce such a goods where you can find market in foreign countries also. Okay, so you might be knowing silk, then spice, okay, all these things we we export to many countries. Spices, okay, then comes government policy towards the public sector through the industrial policy of 1991. See, the government has come out with the new industrial policy in the year 1991. Okay, then there was a peak for the industrial development. Then our government has come out with a policy, a law, a act, industrial policy of 1991. We will be seeing about that. There is some changes in that. Okay, through that also we can understand the changing role of public sector. In that, what they have done is, first, reduction in the number of industries reserved for the public sector from 17 to 18, and now it is only 3 to be frank. It means privatization. You might learn about LPG, liberalization, privatization and globalization in your economic subject, right? That is what this. That is, initially some 17 businesses were there which has to be done by government only, like life insurance, like railways, like many other arms, like energy, atomic energy, rail transport. All these were done only by the government. No public sector has interference into that. Means such businesses cannot be started by public sector. For example, road transport, we have buses from government and we have buses from private also, isn't it? Like that, there are some 17 industries which has to be carried on only by the government. Then the 17 list has become 8 and now it has come down to 3. There are only 3 types of businesses which has to be done only by the government. Private people, though they are so intelligent, though they are sound enough financially, they cannot start that business. They are not permitted to start. That is atomic energy, arms and railway transport. Even if you see, even some sort of railway transport is nowadays they are going into privatize. This is what privatization means. The ownership is given to the private people. Government has liberalized many policies and given a chance to the private people, as you can do the business. If you see, if you ask your elders, grandfathers, if you ask them, at that time this life insurance, there was only one, that is LIC, Life Insurance Corporation, which is by the government to provide the insurance. But now at our age, we can see there are number of insurance companies, maybe general insurance and life insurance apart from LIC. It means at that time LIC was a business which has to be done only by the government, but now it is privatized. So those who have money, those who have talent can start the insurance business. So like that is was the first condition through your 1991 policy. Then disinvestment of shares of a select sector of public sector enterprises. Next step, what government has done is they started the industries. We know government company. Okay, what is that government company? 51% of shares were reserved by whom? The government. They started disinvesting, in the sense they have taken their shares back. They have started selling their shares to the private people. In the sense, from the government company, it has been changed to private company. Is it clear? So that is what disinvestment of shares of a select set of public sector enterprises. Okay, they started selling their equity shares. What is this equity shares? You will be learning later. But disinvestment, in the sense, earlier 51% share was there in the industrial. See, your departmental undertaking and statutory are completely different. No private participation at all. But in case of your government company, there is a participation. 49% of participation is from the private people, general people. If I have a money, I can participate, isn't it? From that company, from that government company, the government has taken back its shares. It means it started selling its shares to the private people. It means that government companies has become private companies. So that was also a decision by the government. The next, policy regarding SIC units to be same as that of private sector. See, SIC units, in the sense, the businesses which are in loss. So the government has made a policy like they have established a board called Board of Industrial and Financial Reconstruction. You please write down BIFR. It is BIFR, Board of Industrial and Financial Reconstruction. Okay, so the board was created by the government, and all those government public sector companies which are under sick, that is which are unable to make the profits, they are referred to this board, and the board will go into the detailed study and they decide whether to revive the company or to close down. You can see many of the government companies were closed. Yes, because they are sick, in the sense they are unable to make the profit. Hence they were referred to this board, that is Board of Industrial and Financial Reconstruction, and this board has analyzed everything and declared no, this cannot be revived, in the sense that cannot be again made as a good company to earn the profit, hence it's better to close. So in that way the board was created for the sick units. And even some industries, PSU, in the sense public sector units, you have to remember PSU, in the sense public sector units. So the employees are there now. So okay, board has decided to close the industry, but the employees, so a board has created like a national renewal fund. This used to take care about the employees. So they started giving compensation to the employee, those who take voluntary retirements. Many benefits were given to these employees who were working in the government sectors, which were sick units and which were closed because they cannot be revived. And lastly, we have Memorandum of Understanding. This Memorandum of Understanding is an agreement between the two parties, okay, regarding terms and conditions. And again, you can see the last line, it is a legal, before that, it is an agreement between the private parties, what should be their responsibility and all. Everything is, between the public sector itself. See, for example, I told you like statutory corporations or departmental undertaking, they are run by whom? The minister will be the head of that business, and in your statutory corporation there will be board of directors. Hence there will be a memorandum of understanding, in the sense government has come out with establishing an agreement between the minister and the business. Okay, then what the business has to do, what the minister has to do, all the terms and conditions were written so that the business has to work in a profitable manner. Okay, so such an understanding, such an agreement was written between the parties of public sector and their owners like the government and the business, in order to revive, in order to take the business in the profitable way. So this is what your changing role of public sector. So when government has identified the importance of industry, they have come out with so many changes in order to create more and more industrialization, so that they can achieve the aim of developed nation. Till here we have completed all the topics. Go with your exercise questions also, that is after chapter you will be having some questions now. Please go with that also, that will help you to prepare for the test in a right manner. So in this chapter we have started with public sector, then parts of, division of public sector, then we have seen what is this global enterprise, then joint venture, and the most important thing to understand is your changing role of public sector. So these points, if you are able to present in this way, it is an 8 marks question actually, but you have choice. But those who are interested, those who are able to grasp and able to present, can go with this question. This is really a wonderful topic, so go with that, and your textbook and notes will help you in better understanding. Okay, so in next class we'll start with a new chapter. So till now, if you have missed any video, kindly go through that. As I say always, the chapters what we have completed will serve as a base for our next chapters. So always we have connectivity from the last chapter, so don't miss out any video. Kindly go with the video, and if at all if you come across any doubts, you can just make it clarified. Okay, till we meet in our next class, take care, bye bye.